Hello, I'm doing Metamorphic Rock, and my name is Rilyn A. So, the specific type of metamorphic rock that I chose was called gneiss. It has bands of darks and lights. So, like we talked about foliation, the colors are very different. It's not like different shades of the same color, and that's important to differentiate between the rocks. These rocks will have different colors, and it'll be very obvious. The gneiss rock. And then you can have them like squiggly or straight. It doesn't matter, but you can see the color variation. How it is formed? Um, they are formed underground. There's high heat and pressure that's put on the rock. Minerals will separate and then they organize into layers and create those stripes or bands. This picture really helped me understand because granite will be what turns into gneiss and or gneiss. And so what happens is the minerals will get exposed to that heat. They will move and separate into those layers and create those bands, not necessarily layers, but bands or stripes. And I just liked seeing the colors and you can see how fine the granite is and like the pieces are so fine. And then in nice, they all come together. Where is it found? So in the cycle picture that I have, the rock cycle, you can see that they're formed underground, like towards the bottom, near the magma where there's heat and pressure. Um, for gneiss in particular, I did more research, so they're in like all these different countries and mountainous areas. But you find metamorphic rock mainly in mountainous areas because when the tectonic plates collide, it creates a lot of heat and pressure, which is the circumstance for metamorphic rocks. And when that happens, the rocks near it will have their um, minerals separate, and that will cause the striping and the foliation. As you can see in the picture of the tectonic plates and the mountains being made, there is like a hot wheat crust. That's where we would see metamorphic rocks made. That's how mountains are formed, was the tectonic plates colliding. So that's why we find it by the mountains. And then I have some fun facts that when metamorphic rocks are going through that heat and pressure, they don't melt with that high heat. They stay solid throughout the whole process of their minerals moving and changing into those stripes, which I thought was crazy. Not all metamorphic rocks have stripes either, but with the heat and pressure, they don't melt. Like like igneous rocks. Igneous rocks melt more. Um, Marble is a type of metamorphic rock, which I thought was cool because we see so many like statues and buildings, like especially from the past. And then also slate, which is used for like roofing tiles, like stuff we use every day. So I thought that was cool. And then when rocks go through the heat and the pressure to become metamorphic rocks, they are harder than before the heat and pressure, which I don't really understand why that happens, but I thought it was pretty cool that they come out harder than their original form. Thank you so much for listening.